All right, so today here's the game. We are going to talk about one of the most powerful skills that I've ever learned, and we'll start with this question. And the question is how well do you understand what they're saying? How well do you really listen and to seek to understand first before you respond? That's a really classic quote. Seek to understand first before you seek to respond. Really, really powerful quote. So today is about mastering the art of responding to what people say to move the conversation forward. And obviously I wrote that wrong. It says is critical. Should have been like a ... This is critical. Okay? There's a formula that we all have to really get good at. And I'm going to talk about that formula in a minute, but I just want you guys to be aware that, well, I'll just ask the question, what do you think is the most powerful skill that you can master to increase your results and get all the way down to the bottom of the script? What do you guys think is the most powerful skill? Let's just give me one of the ones that you think, and type it into the chat right now. What's just one skill you think is absolutely, this is the game changer skill, the most powerful, beyond recognition. I mastered this and I'll be a rock star for the rest of my life. Okay, write it in the chat. What do you think? Hurry up. Okay, Liz says conversational. What do you mean conversational? Okay, what else? Come on. Hurry up.
I get tired of chatting. Well, for me, matching your customer's face, or not customer, but your client's face.
Okay, so mimicking, mirroring, and matching. Good.
Yeah.
Excellent. Good, and thanks for talking. That was great. Oh my gosh. Rapport, getting them to interact more. Excellent. Good. All right, so here it is. You ready? Drum roll, please. It is this. It is repeating, approving, and then asking another question. Repeating, approving, asking another question. Repeating, approving, asking another question. This is actually the game. So rapport, thank you, is awesome. Okay, but that only gets you so far. Really, if you want to get all the way down to the bottom of your script, way more, it's this little system. Repeat the most important thing they say, approve of it appropriately, ask the next question. And as I was working with Gail yesterday, her and all of you, your repeat needs working. We got to work on your repeat. And then today we'll talk about approving, and then it's ask the next question, and to do that with a nice flow and rhythm. Okay, so for example, I'll give you guys, Pearl, since you're the only one interacting with me, let's do a little role play. Okay, you ready?
Okay, sure.
Cool. So Pearl, let me ask you, how long have you lived at your, if you were to move, Pearl, where would you move to next?
Well, I'd probably move to Los Angeles.
Oh, okay. Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Well, oh yeah. Well, that's nice. Good. Well, how soon would you like to do that?
Well, I'm still waiting for my job offer, so it's gonna take 6 months.
Oh, really? 6 months? Wow. So, okay. So you got a job offer, and wow. Okay. Well, that's good. That's great. Okay. Well, okay. Do you guys notice that? Did you guys notice that?
Yeah.
What did you notice that I was doing? That was just really annoying. Well, I guess, Pearl, you're the only one that can answer because no one else is going to talk.
Repeating.
What about the repeat? What about it?
Or trying to repeat and make, your, it sounds that you're interested to know more about what Pearl is going to do in Los Angeles.
Okay.
Or,
Okay, let me give you guys another example. So that was example number 1. And by the way, it was bad. That my repeating was horrible. My approval was super annoying. And I was all kinds of delays and all over the place before I asked the next question. Now let me demonstrate clear repeating, quick approval, and a nice flow to the next question. Okay, so let's go. Pearl.
Sure.
Pearl, let me ask you, if you were to ever sell this home, where would you go next?
Well, thinking of Los Angeles.
You're thinking of Los Angeles. That's great. Well, may I ask, how soon would you want to make this transition?
Sorry, still waiting for my mom's decision. So I think it's gonna take probably about 3 to 6 months.
Okay, so you're waiting for your mom's decision, maybe about 3 to 6 months. That sounds good. Boom. So do you guys notice that?
Yeah.
I repeated clearly, quickly. Boom, boom, great approval. Boom, and then moved on. What I notice with you guys right now is you do a lot of not clean repeat, weird approval, and then hesitations, and then the next question. That flow needs to get cleaned up. Repeat, approve, ask the next question. Repeat, approve, ask the next question. Okay, so let's talk about we've talked a lot about repeating, so let's talk about the next thing, which I say is, the 3 most important life-changing skills that I've ever learned. Okay, what do you think they are? What do you think the 3 are? Literally life-changing skills that I've ever learned. Okay, number 1 is how to approve of what people said. Right, how to, because there's a whole skill around the how to approve. Number 2 is how to acknowledge what people are experiencing and acknowledging people. And then number 3, how to give sincere recognition. Now, as prospectors, these 3 are critical. Okay, these transformed my ability to engage conversations with real estate agents, transformed my ability to prospect forever. And it's all because I give great approval to what people say. I can acknowledge their experience and give them that acknowledgement, and I have very good skills at sincerely giving people recognition. So how does that play out? So why do you guys think that this is the most important skill that I've ever learned that's changed the course of my life? Why do you think that? Okay. Well, number 1, it's human nature to like approval. Right? What do you all want? You make a post on Facebook, and then everybody likes it. Likes. What is that? That's called approval. That is approval. Facebook has created an entire strategy that plays into our addiction to approval. That's how powerful approval is. It's not just like, oh, we need to say great and good more often. No, it's giving people actual approval for what they said. People love approval. Okay. The second thing is people like it when you acknowledge them. Right? Oh my God, I have 5,000 friends on Facebook. Right? We're addicted to acknowledgement. Okay? Now, when you are having a bad experience, So let's say you break up with your boyfriend. What do you want? You want everybody to acknowledge what you're experiencing, what you're feeling. And when someone does, it feels so good. Okay? But when people don't acknowledge what you're feeling and what you're experiencing, you get pissed at them because they're not acknowledging you and what you're experiencing. Acknowledging people for what they're experiencing is extremely powerful as a communication tool, right? Acknowledgement, huge. And then the last one is the thing that we are absolutely addicted to, which is recognition. When you give people recognition, it is insane what's possible. Okay, it's insane. I use recognition so much, it's crazy, because that is how people love me. Right? They just, my clients, you guys, everyone, wife, my dog, you name it. I give everybody all kinds of recognition because people are addicted to it, right? And I obviously do it sincerely. I never do it, in manipulation. I occasionally do a little bit of manipulation, but, typically it's for the best for people. So the question is, how good are you at giving people approval for what they said? Giving people acknowledgement for what they're experiencing, and to give recognition for what they've done or what they're going to do, right? That is critical. Now, in the world of real estate sales, this is huge, right? Because we are giving people approval to what they said, which actually causes them to stay on the phone with us longer, right? We give people acknowledgement for what they're experiencing, instantly getting more rapport with people, instantly getting trust with people, instantly getting more respect for people, from people. Then when you give people recognition for what they want, right? Well, I want to move. Oh, that's great. We're going to buy a bigger house. Oh, you're going to buy a bigger house. That's fantastic, right? We're going to move to get closer to my grandkids. Move to get closer to your grandkids. That is so awesome. Congratulations. Those are lucky grandkids, right? Recognition. Man, when you give recognition to our prospective clients, they eat it up. You will take them all the way through the script. So you can see, it's not just repeat the most important thing they say, but it's repeat and approval or acknowledge or give recognition, right? Those are the three absolute game changers when you learn how to do them effectively. So the thing is let's dive in a little bit more detail. So how do you give appropriate approval to what they said? So there's sometimes people say negative stuff, right? So you've got to be able to make sure you give appropriate negative response. So things like, really? Interesting. Ouch. I'm sorry to hear that. That's unfortunate. I'm sorry. Wow. Right? So there's negative response. Okay? Then there's, positive response. These are the ones you guys already, oh, that's great, wonderful, fantastic, good for you, great, that's right, okay, all that stuff. But I want you to start paying attention to, well, what do you naturally do when you give a negative response approval versus positive response? And the game that you want to be able to play is to expand your vocabulary on this. You got to expand your vocabulary, okay? Because you can't just say great, 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 great for everything. That's annoying, right? You know, the addiction in the you know, the Mike Ferry prospecting culture is, I can appreciate that, I can appreciate that, I can appreciate that, I can appreciate that, I can appreciate it. It's like, really, ever that all? Is that all you can say? I can appreciate that, right? It's like an ongoing joke. So we've got to learn how to give approval, negative response, positive response. Okay, let's talk about recognition. So Abraham Maslow, who is a very famous psychologist, he says recognition is a human being's highest need. Think about that. Recognition. This is one of the most famous psychologists in the world. And he says recognition is a human being's highest need, right? Is to be recognized, to get recognition. And, you know, for those of you that have kids, you should be paying very close attention to this, because that is what your kid is addicted to, is recognition, right? I realized, you know, once I learned all of this, I realized that as I became a good soccer player, I became addicted to the recognition of being a good soccer player. And so guess what? I practice 2 to 3 hours a day. Then I became, and I got even more recognition. So I practiced even more, and I got even more recognition. And literally, the addiction to recognition is actually what drove me, as I analyze it back, drove me to become a very, very good soccer player. It was my addiction to recognition. So pay close attention to this. There's a lot in that that's really very powerful. So give people more recognition, right? Nice work, good job, that's smart, congratulations, good for you. So you got to expand your vocabulary on how to give people positive recognition, especially with your kids, especially with your relationships, right? You've got to learn how to give people sincere positive recognition, because it's so damn powerful. People love it. So when we're dealing with people who are thinking about selling, you give them lots of recognition, and that allows them to start opening up, right? Oh, well, you know, so have you guys had any thoughts of selling? Yeah, we're thinking about selling. Now notice the difference between these responses. Have you had any thoughts of selling? Well, you know, we're kind of thinking about it. Oh, you're thinking about it, that's great. Well, how soon did you want to do that? Wait, did I give recognition, or did I just repeat and approve and ask the next question with no real sincerity? Now listen to this. You know, have you had any thoughts of selling? Well, yeah, you know, we're thinking about selling. You're thinking about selling? Oh, that's great. Right? See that? Ooh, that's wonderful. Well, what are you guys thinking about? Well, we're thinking about, you know, maybe moving a little bit closer to the, you know, to the ocean. Closer to the ocean? Oh, that's exciting. See the recognition, the energy? Well, you know, are you thinking about a particular community? Well, we really like, you know, Solana Beach. Solana Beach, that's cool. I love it there. I mean, it is just spectacular in Solana Beach. What am I doing? Giving them all kinds of recognition that this decision is such a good one, and oh my gosh, that's amazing and good for you, and that's great. And people are like, yeah, I know, we're so excited about it. Do you see? The recognition builds their responses to you when you're talking to them about moving and where the next move is. Now, you got to be careful, because sometimes the move is not great. So, you know, we got to be appropriate on that. Because, yeah, we're thinking about moving. Oh, good for you. Well, not so good, because, you know, we're separating. You're separating. Wait, let's go back. Wait, you're separating. What do we say? Really? I'm sorry to hear that. Right? You know, where do you guys think I'm moving? We're moving closer to the ocean. Closer to the ocean. That's great. Right? Have you guys started looking at some of the areas? Oh, we love Solana Beach. You love Solana Beach. That's amazing. Yeah, but the problem is, you know, the house is going to be, because it's so much more expensive, it's going to be a lot smaller. Oh, interesting. So tell me, you know, have you guys been looking and found anything that you like? No, we haven't seen anything that we liked. Oh, man, I'm sorry to hear that. Right? You see how I'm flowing with them positive, negative responses, right? Giving them lots and lots of recognition, right? This is how you move them through, and they like literally it's like almost trance-like, right? It's trance-like. So let's go to the next thing, acknowledging what people are experiencing. This is powerful stuff, right? Like I love acknowledging what people are experiencing. So how do you appropriately acknowledge what people are experiencing? So I like these phrases. I can appreciate that. I understand how you feel. I do the, I hear you. You know what, Patrick? We're just not sure if, now is the time to move. So you're just not sure now's the time to move. I hear you. See what I hear you. I'm acknowledging that there's some indecision there, right? Well, you know what? We were in escrow. We were about to move. Everything fell apart, and so we're just taking a break. You're taking a break, man. Look, I've experienced that before also. Do you see what I just did? I was like, I know how that is. I know how you feel. I've been there before. I understand that. I understand you. I understand that experience. That experience is frustrating, right? I could see how that would be challenging for you, right? See, I'm acknowledging their experience. Super powerful. When you're dealing with expireds or old expireds, like that's the game right there, is the acknowledging their experience. That's how you gain rapport with people. When people are frustrated and irritated, you just acknowledge their experience. I'm having the worst day. You're having the worst day? Oh, I understand how you feel. I know, it's just, and then this happened, and then this happened, and this. Wow, that's a lot. Man, I've experienced that before. It does suck. It does, doesn't it? Yeah, it totally does, right? That's a horrible experience. I know, right. You see, I'm just acknowledging, look, I've been there, I've done, yeah, it sucks. Okay. That stuff, man, communication power level, game changer. So how do you now, so let's go back to that. Let's go back to it. It's repeat cleanly, no extra filler. Repeat, approve, ask the next question. Repeat, appropriate approval, ask the next question. Okay, so let's do a quick little role play, and then let me kind of do it again. I'm going to screw up the first one. I'm going to be all over the place with my repeating. I'm going to be all over the place with my approval, and then I'll have lots of delays in my asking the next question. And I want you guys to actually experience how that goes. Then I will do a repeat, approve, ask the next question very cleanly, very smoothly. Okay, let me get an easy script for us to go through here. Let's see what I got here. So, bada bing, bada boom. Okay. So, okay. All right, let's do some of the motivational questions. All right, Pearl, let's do it. Are you ready?
Yep, sure.
Okay, guys, notice I'm going to be all over with my approval, like all over the place, and then shitty with my approval, and I'll have delays with asking the next question. Notice the experience of that. Be the prospect and feel the feeling of that, and then I'll do a good version, which is be really clean and flowing, and notice the difference between the two. So let's do this. So Pearl, just curious, if you were to sell this home, where would you go next?
We're looking to move in Pennsylvania.
Oh, really? Okay. So you're thinking of moving to Pennsylvania. Well, that's great. Well, have you looked at some properties? Have you gone out and kind of looked online or gone and seen some properties?
Yeah, we're just shopping online, and we are there every weekend, so just driving around there.
Oh, okay. So you've done some shopping online, and then you're kind of doing some driving around. Well, that's great. Well, have you seen anything that you liked?
Not yet.
Oh, no. Okay, so you haven't seen anything you liked. All right. Well, what's the ideal time frame for you to, make this move?
We actually need to move there in 3 months.
Oh, so you want to move there in around 3 months? Okay. Well, that's good. Okay. All right. Notice that, everybody?
Yeah. It's kind of annoying.
How freaking irritating is all of that?
It is irritating.
Right. See, I need you guys to feel that. And a lot of you're still doing a lot of that, all over the place. Okay? So now let me do one that's much more clean and that has flow, and then just notice how it just keeps you going. Even though you don't want to even respond to me, it just keeps the momentum of the conversation flowing. So notice this. All right. So, Pearl, so if you were to ever sell this home, where would you go next?
Thinking in Pennsylvania.
You're thinking of Pennsylvania. Well, that's exciting. Have you guys been looking online or, driving around to see communities?
Yeah, just actually shopping online. Don't have any time to drive around yet, but shopping online, and we're getting listings. So.
Okay, great. So you're shopping online and you're getting some listings right now. Well, that's exciting. Have you guys seen anything that you liked?
Unfortunately, not yet. Haven't yet.
Okay, so you haven't yet. Interesting. Have you made some decisions around some of the different communities that you would want to move to?
Actually, we haven't thought about that yet.
Okay,
Just, yeah, majorly in Pennsylvania, but no particular area yet.
Okay, so no particular area yet. Hey, no problem. Well, I'm just curious, what would be the ideal time frame for you guys to sell this home and get into Pennsylvania?
Yeah, we actually need to move there in 6 months because our lease here is going to be over in 6 months. So we really need to find a house there.
Okay, so you need to find a house within the next 6 months. Well, that's exciting. Okay. What's the difference, everybody?
It's better.
Right, but what did you notice? What else? I mean, obviously it's better, but what did you feel as participating in the conversation? How did that feel?
Well, it feels more comfortable talking to this person, I think.
Yeah. Right, doesn't it?
Yep.
It's that all of a sudden there's a comfort level. And remember, that's that rapport, a little bit more trust, a little bit more respect, right? And versus irritation and annoyance. Okay, I'll check right? Yeah, getting them to more conversational. Exactly. So you can see like this repeating, approving appropriately, asking the next question. This is the flow. This is the game changer. Now that you guys are getting more comfortable with the building rapport, the mimicking, the mirroring, and the matching, the personality types, that's fantastic. Then the next powerhouse is mastering. Repeat, approve, ask the next question. Repeat, approve, ask the next question. Clean it all up. Okay, good. Let me see if, I don't know if I had anything else on here. Oh, nope, I didn't. Cool. So any questions about approval, acknowledgement, positive versus negative, right? Recognition. Is there any questions that you guys have about this whole thing? Okay, anything I could support you guys with? Okay, so I want you to start noticing. So this is super important. In your role plays, start noticing when your partner doesn't repeat and approve and ask the next question with skill. And I want you to be the homeowner, like actually experience it. It's like really irritating. It's the weirdest thing. People are always saying, well, here's the thing. It's kind of funny. People always say telemarketers are so annoying. The truth is, it's not telemarketers that are annoying. It's their communication style is annoying. Okay, because, I can get on the phone and I can cold call all day long and I can create great conversations and have fun with people and we'll have some, a good time. So is it telemarketers are all annoying? Or really is it the fact that they don't really know how to master a script? They don't know how to ask engaging questions. They don't actually understand the question that they're asking. They're not really performing. And then they don't know how to repeat, so they're not listening really closely. They don't know how to give appropriate approval. So it's just irritating. And there's no flow to their conversation. So when there's no flow, it's highly irritating because you have your impatience goes right through the roof. It's like nails on a chalkboard. Yeah. Right? So is it telemarketing is what people hate, or is it the fact that they don't have the communication skills to be able to create good conversations? Which one is it, everybody?
The communication.
100%.
Yep.
Communication.
100%. And you guys are all starting to experience that because you guys are all starting to experience good conversations. And you're going like, well, this is pretty good. I had a great conversation with that person. Right? And yeah, the rapport was there and that was good. And people are staying on the phone with me a lot longer. And, people are answering my questions more. And, whoa. See, that's what this is all about. See, when I promise you guys, becoming a power prospector is not just, read a script, create a result, and move on to the next. Way more than that. Life-changing skills alters the course of your life forever. Your communication power and confidence and influence ability goes through the roof. That's what this is about. Okay? Any questions, concerns, comments, emotional overloads, freakouts?
No, not for me.
Okay? So you can see, that's why I said this is 3 of the most important life-changing skills. Right? That's no joke. All right, you guys. So I got to do some role plays with you guys. Quick update. As when we do a role play, I need you to record the call, and I need you to send it to your boss. I think Alfred has requested that you send him a copy, and then you also send your boss a copy at the same time. I want the copy because I might use it in some additional training for later, so I want that. Or, but your bosses, when they get it, like, they love it. Okay, so really important. Okay, so I just told a couple of your bosses, hey, that we're doing this, and they're like, oh my God, that's great. And then Marie shared it with her boss, and she was, Debbie was like super appreciative. Right, so let's get that done. So when we do our role play, record the call on the Skype, send that copy over to Alfred and to your boss. Thank you so much, guys. Have an awesome day. Have an awesome weekend. Next week, we're going to kick some ass. Pay attention to your appropriate approval today. Make some notes. I had to build like some lists. I put lists up in front of my face of different approvals, positive approvals, negative approvals, acknowledgments. I had to kind of start building some of that, and that's how I expanded my vocabulary with it, which was the game changer.